Good morning, everybody. This is Mr. Brewer again. I want to discuss with you SpriteSheets today. Hopefully, most of you are able to add a sprite into your program and then complete the code your own, where you added multiple sprites into your program. So I heard from a few of you, you're interested in learning about SpriteSheets. So I want to take the opportunity here to share SpriteSheets with you. So let's jump right into it. So today, Monday, June 1st, I added an assignment into Textmark today. So if you go to June 1st and your login, you'll see the warm-up and sprite animation. So for your warm-up, you are to add a hedgehog into your program, as well as make the hedgehog follow the mouse. So that's these lines of code right here. This is what you're adding into your warm-up. So if you go into the warm-up, that's where you will be coding right now. So if you want to pause the video right now, you can, and add these lines of code into your warm-up. So then you can follow along with the rest of the assignment. So to make the hedgehog follow the mouse, we learned this a long time ago, but just a quick review. You do an X and Y variable, and you have it be equal to pygame.mouse.get_POS, which is the position of the mouse. And then you have it be at the hedgehog center, and have the hedgehog center be equal to that X and Y. And by doing that, when you run it, see if it'll work here. There we go. So the mouse is at the hedgehog's center. Okay, pretty cool. And then we have to have our background that's drawn, background.draw and hedgehog.draw. So those are two sprites up here that we created for the background and for the hedgehog. As you recall, if you go into the project tab, here are some images. There's the background, there's the hedgehog, and here's what we will be working with today. And that is our sprite sheet. Okay, and I will tell you all about it now. So let's hop into it. So we're going to talk about sprite animation, frames, and sprite sheets today. So sprite animation is a constantly changing sprite image, so it appears to move. Animation is all about the appearance of movement, right? And in order to make it look like it's animating, you got to make sure those images are changing quickly enough so it blends into the motion of the eye. Okay, all familiar with animation. There is a sprite animation. So you see here there are 3 images, and this puffin is rotating between those 3 images quickly enough that it looks like he's in flight. Pretty cool. Okay. Now we have a frame. That is 1 image of an animation. So to go back, here's a frame, here's a frame, here's a frame, and it's rotating between those frames, kind of like a flip book. Okay, or watching animation on TV. Now a sprite sheet. It's a grid of frames that make up a single animated image. Okay? And a couple of notes here is a sprite sheet is a way of storing a whole animation in a single image. A sprite sheet is a giant image with all the frames of an animation put together. It just makes it easier to upload into your program. So there is a sprite sheet. So it's a sheet of multiple images put together in 1 image. Okay. This is done in Python. It's a little different in other coding programs. So to create an image sheet, we'll also have to specify how many rows and columns are in the grid of pictures. So here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. All right, so let's code this. We have some syntax here. So sheet equals tsk.imageSheet, our file name, the amount of rows and columns, okay? And then we have the sprite image here, okay, which we'll get to now. So I have the code over here for you to see, and you can pause the program at any time to help you add this in. So let's code. So after our background line here, we add a background with our hills.jpg. We're going to add a space, type in run_sheet. That's the name of our variable, equals tsk image sheet. I'll scroll this over so you can see what I'm seeing. Okay. And then the name of our new file is hedgehog run. Okay. .png. I'll close that up. And then remember from the syntax, we add our rows, which is 5, and our columns, which is 6. Okay. So that's the first thing we do here. But now down below, we're changing our hedgehog sprite. Okay. So the only thing we're going to make a change here is this. It's now going to read hedgehog equals tsk.sprite run sheet 100 200. So we're just changing this line here. Hedgehog, and I'm pretty sure there's an underscore. Let's double check and make sure. Or excuse me, run sheet. And change that to run underscore sheet. Okay. So that way, when we run it, it's not quite going to animate yet. Let's just look for errors. Looks like we have an error here that we need to fix. See, run sheet equals tsk dot image sheet. We have hedgehog. Looks like we forgot a parenthesis after our. Actually, we don't need a parenthesis there. All right, so that should work. So we still have our hedgehog. There's one more thing we need to do, and it's down below where we drew the hedgehog. Okay, we also need to update what we did. Okay, so we have after background.draw, just hit enter. We're going to do hedgehog.update. Then we're going to do c.get_time. So what c.get_time does, okay, is that it moves the program forward. Okay. So remember that update function, it tells the sprite to change its animation frame. Update is similar to .draw and should be called once every frame. And that update needs to know how much time has passed in order to make the animation play at the right speed. And that's why we have that c.tick30 here, because that tells how quickly to tick through the frames. So now when we run through our program, here's what it should do. We now have an animating hedgehog. Woo, we did it. Okay, so hopefully you got the right code. If not, go ahead and pause the video now to look at the code and make any necessary changes to it. I'll go ahead and go to the next item here, which is a practice. So an image sheet. It's exactly what we just did. So if you are confident and working on your own, feel free to work on this on your own, as well as the practice. So for this one, we're going to do exactly what we did before. In this case, we have should be a puffin. There it is. We have a puffin. Like in our slides before, we're going to make that puffin animate. So we have our background. Go ahead and hit enter to create a new line here. Okay. Now, the goal is to make the puffin use an image sheet instead of a still sprite. Right now, it's just a still sprite. So after that background, let's create an image sheet. So image sheet equals tsk.image sheet. I'll scroll over so you can see the code here. Okay. And now we have the name of the sheet, puffin underscore fly .png. Now to specify the rows and columns, which is 5 and 6, and it is listed over here. So if we go to project, there's our puffin fly. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to get back to our code, you just click here to get back to your code. Okay. So now over here in the next line, we just need to delete this file name here. okay, and change it to the name of the variable we just created, which is image sheet. So right here, we'll type image underscore sheet, okay, and then down below, okay, add that update. So I'll do puffin dot update c dot get underscore time, add those parentheses, and let's run it. Oh, we have an error. That's good. I like errors. Let's see what our error is here. Okay, so we have our image sheet equals tsk dot image sheet. And let's see, puffin underscore fly dot png. I forgot to put a quote. Okay, and that happens. You notice if I don't have it, these numbers are red. That's what caught my eye. It should be green. There we go. So now when we run it, our puffin is flying. We did it. Your computer will likely run faster than mine. Mine looks like it's going really slow. It always has. So go ahead, and if you need any additional help, shoot me an email or comment in Google Classroom. Here is the code once more for the program. So you are creating this image sheet, updating the puffin variable, and then updating it down below, and then it should run. So feel free to pause it here if you need to update your code. And then you're welcome to work on the practice one that is available here. This is what I'll be grading this week. Feel free to work on the sprite sheets and add multiple sprites or sprite sheets. You can go into in your program, you go to project, and you can upload as many sprite sheets as you want into one program. Okay, so good luck coding. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to hearing from you guys.